Hey yogis, welcome to Sacred Lotus Yoga. I'm Sarah and it's my pleasure to be guiding us through this soothing slow flow practice today. Together we'll take some time to melt away any tension that may be lurking deep within the body and use our breath work to connect with our unconscious mind and dispel any negative thoughts or feelings that simply don't serve us. This practice is perfect after a long stressful day or after an unsettled night's sleep. We're starting today's class sitting with our legs crossed at the ankles and allowing our knees to drop heavy towards the mat. It's going to take a moment, resting our hands onto our knees, gently allowing the shoulder blades to fall heavy down the back. Begin to close your eyes or bring a soft gaze. Just beginning to bring yourself into your body. Bring yourself onto the mat today. Noticing your breath, noticing your mind while thoughts are running through it. Notice the body, any stress, any strain. Not trying to change any of these things, just accepting what is going on and where you are right now. And begin to deepen the breath as you follow the inhale down to the belly. And you follow the exhale back up, out through the body. Inhaling full and exhale. As you find that connection, you begin to let go of any negativity within the body and within the mind. And just bringing everything back to your breath, allowing the noise, the sounds in the mind to begin to quiet. And after your next exhale, begin to blink the eyes open, bringing yourself back onto the mat. We're going to begin to extend the arms out long away from the body as you stretch the arms up and overhead. You can bring your gaze to look up towards the fingertips, stretching through the sides of the body, allowing the knees to stay nice and heavy as you bring the palms to touch. And draw the arms down in front of your heart center. We'll do that 3 more times, connecting with the breath. Inhale, reach the arms nice and slowly up towards the sky. Plant the palms. And exhale, draw the arms down to your heart center. Once again, inhale, reaching the arms, moving nice and soft. Connect with the breath, palms touch, exhale down to your heart center. Last one, keeping it slow, keeping it soft. Inhale and exhale. Lovely, we're going to release the hands and bring the soles of the feet to touch and allow the knees to drop heavy. So we're coming into Baddha Konasana. So the feet can be as close towards the body or as far away as you need. It'll all depend on the outer edges of the hips and how tight they are in the inner groin. So just play around with the pose just to find what's comfortable and what works for you. We don't want anything too tight or too tense. Just try and keep it nice and soft. This is all about connecting with our breath and what really resonates within us today. So we don't need to push ourselves too far. We're going to take our 2-piece fingers, interlace them around the big toes, and sitting up nice and tall, find length through the spine. Allow the knees to drop heavy and keeping nice length through the upper body. don't worry if the knees are quite high up. Maybe they come down right to the ground. Don't worry where they are. Just work with the body, go where you can today. As you inhale, find more length through the spine. And as you exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips and allow the upper body to come down. We want to keep that length through the spine so we're not folding, we're not collapsing down, but we're keeping that awareness through the spine. You might want to rest your elbows to the inner side of the legs, just for a little bit more of an opening, but only ever so slightly. Don't be pressing down too firmly. Keep it nice and soft. Lead with the crown of the head, keeping the gaze up towards the top of the mat, so we're not worried about completely folding down over the legs, but we're trying to keep that length through the upper body, through the spine. Close the eyes and just begin to settle in. We'll take a few breaths here. And I want you to imagine with each inhale that we find more length through breathing in fresh, clean, new air. And with each exhale, we're letting go. We're sinking further. And letting go of any negativity. Letting go of any stress. Following your own breath. Trying to keep the pace as you did at the start of our class. Nice and slow. And exhale, gently release, coming back up, sitting nice and tall. We're going to cross at the ankles and come over through to tabletop. Planting the hands out onto the mat. We're going to be sitting through into tabletop, into hands and knees, with the wrists in line under the shoulders and the knees in line under the hips. We're going to come into a twist from here, so really grounding through the left hand. We're going to begin to pick up the right hand so it reaches up towards the sky, trying to keep the hips nice and level. They're going to want to shoot over to the right. Just see if you can draw them back towards the left. Really reaching through the fingers as you lengthen through the body. And then begin to bend through the elbow to bring the fingertips to interlace and come down and tuck in between the hip and the leg. You try and point the right shoulder up towards the sky, keeping that deep twist in the belly. Stay with the breath. And then we're going to begin to send the hips back towards the heels. Keep the arms as they are as we stretch through the left arm, finding more space. Begin to look towards the left fingertips. Feeling that stretch and that opening through the left arm. And then begin to twist and look over to the right. And stay for 3 breaths. Feeling this twist into the side body, through the left arm. And then as you inhale, begin to reach the left fingertips up towards the sky, lift and lengthen. And then we'll begin to twist and look over to the right. Drop the left hand down to meet the right knee. So we're in a very deep twist here as we begin to look over the right shoulder. Lift and lengthen through the spine. And see if you can twist even deeper. Last breath. Release the left arm back up and overhead. Bring it back down onto the mat. Coming back up through to tabletop with the hips. Inhale, release the right arm. Should feel nice and open now as you begin to interlace the arm. So we're drawing the right arm under the left, resting down onto the right shoulder. Rest the right ear onto the mat. And again, shift the hips back in line over the knees. So the hips will want to shift to the left this time. See if you can draw them back over towards the right. Using the left hand, planting it beside your face, maybe coming up onto the fingertips. See if you can get a deeper opening. The further the right arm goes under the body, deeper the twist. As we're rinsing through the body, letting go of any stress, whatever doesn't serve us, whatever we don't need to hold on to. Make more space in the body to allow positivity to enter within. Plant through the left hand. We're going to begin to come out of the pose as you press into the left hand and lift and reach the right fingertips back up towards the sky and planting back down. Lovely. We'll work through the opposite side now, over to the left. You might need to shift around, make any movements or adjustments that you need. As you inhale, begin to lift and reach the left fingertips up towards the sky, finding that deep opening. Grounding through all 5 fingers of the right hand. Opening through the chest, begin to drop the left arm to tuck in between the hip and the leg as you twist and look over the left shoulder. Feeling that lovely opening, connecting with the breath. And then begin to sit back through the heels, stretching the right hand out, maybe a little bit further for more space as you look to the fingertips. Feeling that length that grow through the arm. Inhale, begin to reach the right hand up towards the sky, lift and lengthen. Find space through the spine, lengthen up and out of the lower back. As you begin to twist and look over to the left, we drop the right hand down to the outside of the left leg. Lift and lengthen and twist. Stay with your breath. Inhale to the belly. Exhale. Inhale the new, fresh, clean air. Exhale the hot, old, stale air. Last breath. And inhale, reach the right hand back up again, planting it out in front of you. Move back up through to tabletop as we stretch out the left arm. Should feel a really nice stretch after those twists. And then draw the left arm under the right this time as you rest onto the left shoulder. Bring your right hand to plant in front of your face, maybe coming up onto the fingertips as we shift the hips over to the left and begin to look over to the right elbow. Coming into a twist on this side. Relaxing the left shoulder. Soften the breath. Finding 3 really deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Gently unwind. Plant the right hand down onto the mat. You very, very slowly make your way out of the pose. And from there, we're going to come back to sitting onto our heels and reach the arms back behind you. Just come into a bit of a counter stretch from here. Bring the hands back behind you, back behind the back. Planting onto the mat as you roll the shoulder blades, press the chest forward. Only a slight back bend. Gently release. We're just going to swing the legs out in front of you and make our way nice and gently down onto our backs. And once you're there, begin to hug the right knee in towards the belly. Just shaking the hip left and right. Stirring a little bit of space, a little bit of movement into the right hip. Bring the fingertips to interlace behind the right leg as you begin to lengthen and point the toes towards the sky. Don't worry if there's a deep bend in the knee. It doesn't matter at all where the leg is. Just once you have the intention, the awareness there. So you feel a nice stretch through the back of the leg. And begin to point and flex the right foot. Just noticing the change, noticing what happens when you flex. How it brings it into the back of the leg. When you point the toes, you're working deep into the front of the foot and the ankle. And stay with the toes pointing back with the foot flexed, pressing into the heel. And see if you can begin to draw the leg a little bit closer towards the body. Maybe you can walk the hands up the leg a little bit more. Maybe not. Maybe you just stay as you are. Just go to where you begin to feel a stretch through that leg, through the hamstring. Nothing too tight or too deep. And breathe into the back of the leg. Letting go with each exhale. Begin to bend into the right knee, hugging it into the belly. Hinging at the knee, coming into reclined pigeon as you rest our right ankle onto the left knee. Either staying here or draw the legs away from the mat. Interlace the fingertips behind the left leg as you gently draw the legs close to the body. And gently release, bringing both legs, planting both feet back onto the mat. And then we'll take it to the opposite side. Draw the left knee in towards the belly, rocking that knee left to right, making some space in the hip, gently massaging out the glute. And then begin to lengthen and straighten the left leg. And pointing and flexing the feet. Notice how this leg feels from the last. Notice maybe if it's a little bit more tight in the hamstring. Maybe the ankle. Just notice what you notice. And then maybe you want to take it a little bit deeper. Walk the hands up the leg, drawing the leg closer towards the body, keeping the foot flexed, heel pointing towards the sky. Stretching into the hamstring. And bending into the left knee, squeezing in, hinging at the knee. So you come into reclined pigeon on the opposite side. Rest the left ankle onto the right knee. Draw the legs away from the mat. Fingertips interlace. And draw the legs towards the body. Again, don't worry if the right foot is still planted. Moving with our own body today. Last breath. And release the right foot back down. Just give the knees one final squeeze into the belly. And then begin to extend the legs long on the mat. Allow the feet to flop over to the side. Extend the arms long. Shoulder blades begin to nestle under the body. As we rest and bring ourselves into our Savasana. Just allowing everything to settle. Notice the space you've created. Notice what you've let go. And just know, by focusing on the breath through stressful times, can do so much to you and your body. I'm going to leave you here in your Savasana today. Thank you very much for joining me for today's class. I hope you enjoyed it too. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Namaste.